Okay, everyone, it is noon. Looks like we have June here. Hi, June. Thanks for joining us. This is one of our webinars, a part of our webinar series that we're doing for the month of May for National Small Business Month. These are all recorded and shared with our business community via our newsletters and social media. So Daniela is going to share our screen here. I am Ava Keck, Economic Development Specialist here at the Placer Business Resource Center. Today is our Start Strong with the Business. Oh no, this is getting to open. So Start Strong with the Business License in Unincorporated Placer County. So next slide, please, Daniela. So quick overview of our agenda today. First, we're going to be providing me and Daniela Stepik, my colleague who's on the call here, a brief overview of the Placer Business Resource Center and the services that we offer. Then we're going to turn it over to Tristan Butcher, Placer County Treasurer Tax Collector, to guide us through the business licensing process for those conducting business operations within unincorporated Placer County. Then we'll wrap up with a Q&A for anyone that has questions for our speaker. Next slide, please. All right, so before we dive into hearing about the business license process, we wanted to provide a brief introduction to the Placer Business Resource Center. We are a great first point of contact for anyone conducting business in Placer County, and we want to paint a picture of the role that we play so that you can walk away today with a better idea of what Placer County offers to support our business community. Next slide, please. So a little bit about us. Again, we're the Placer Business Resource Center, or PBRC for short, and we are a program run out of the Placer County Office of Economic Development. We are here to entirely support small businesses and medium, large-scale businesses to get them connected with the resources they need to succeed. So we offer a range of services, all of which are free, to include webinars like this, one-on-one advising to address your unique needs, hiring assistance through our Business Advantage Network division, as well as navigating the world of licensing and permitting, as we'll learn a bit more about today in terms of business licensing. And next slide, please. So we are currently open Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays for virtual appointments. And then on Wednesdays, we recently opened for walk-ins at our Rockland location. And then on Fridays, we're closed. Our way to make an appointment is to go to our website and fill out the contact us form, or we can also be emailed directly at brcinfo@placer.ca.gov. I'll make sure to include all that information when we send out the slides and the recording for this webinar to our registrants. Next slide, please.
Okay, well, oh, sorry, go ahead, Ava.
I was just going to say, Danielle is going to talk to us a little bit about the resources that we are connected with through the BRC. Go ahead, Danielle.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Ava, for that. Sorry for jumping the gun there. And just so you guys know, today is Wednesday, so if anyone wants to drop by Suite 105 on 1000 Sunset Boulevard, I'm here if you want to ask any questions. So I'll go into the resources like a really quick overview, and please know that we have 3 sides of these, but these is not even like our comprehensive list. We have so many more resources, and we're constantly learning about new ones out there for folks to use as well. So our first is our business assistance. So earlier in the month, we had Sierra Small Business Development Center here to talk about how to start a small business. The SBDCs in general, they're great. There's a bunch of them all over the place. And the one that we typically work with is Sierra SBDC. They offer free advising for folks. So you just sign up. It takes a couple of minutes, and then you get connected with an intake specialist and then an advisor afterwards. They also have webinars, in-person events. Some of those are low cost, some of them are free, but it's just a great resource to have when you're starting out and you don't really know where to go. So the Placer Business Resource Centers are great, is like to get to those resources, and then Sierra SBDC can explain more thoroughly the starting a business process. We also have our chambers of commerce, so we have one for each city and including the town of Loomis. So they are great. They have a great business community, huge membership benefits. I highly recommend, if you want to get connected with the business community in your area, to go through the chambers of commerce. We also have the Service Corps of Retired Executives, SCORE. They do free mentoring as well, and you can sign up for any of their webinar events two, and then we'll actually have them here later. It's still to be determined of when exactly they'll be presenting, but the plan is to present on QuickBooks in accounting, which a lot of folks have questions on because that is something that is very difficult to understand, and they do a great job of explaining it. Then we have a small business administration, has a learning center, has all kinds of different resources, and it's like a national organization as well. So you can take a look at that. So for our trainings and workshops, you'll see us at the Placer Business Resource Center, the SBDC's SCORE, and then the SBA as well. Keep going. So licensing and permitting, one of the things we're here to talk about today. So depending on where you're located, you might be getting a business license through the treasurer tax collector if you're operating in unincorporated Placer County. But if you're within city limits, you'll go directly through the city's business license or economic development or planning departments, depending on how they set theirs up. We'll have a fictitious business name. If you choose to do that, then we'll have the county clerk recorder actually in a couple weeks presenting on doing business as or fictitious business names. So if you want more information about that, I think that is May 28th, Ava, if that's right? And then permits. Different businesses need different kinds of permits. So the permit tool, CalGold permit tool, you can find online and it's free to use. You just put your business type in and whether you're what city or county that you're in as well, and then it'll populate all kinds of different permits that you might need. Also, reach out to your local agencies like the business license department or your planning department with your city. So there's all kinds of resources to figure out which ones you might need. And then if you're a food business, you'll go through the Placer County Environmental Health. They run the food protection program. And then we'll have a webinar with them on June 11th to talk about cottage food permits, sellers permits, how to get into a brick and mortar space, food trucks, mobile food facilities as well. So lots of upcoming webinars that, hopefully captures a lot of our businesses here. And then some general resources. NorCal Entrepreneur Club, Entrepreneur Development Group through the Roseville Area Chamber of Commerce, Growth Factory, and Roseville Venture Lab. So lots of folks out there trying to support each other. So if you are struggling and you want to lean on some other folks who have been through what you are going through, then check out one of those ones. I'm sure there's others as well that I didn't list here too, but it's you learn better from your peers, and I think than just people spouting all of this information at you. So feel free to check those out. And then let's see. We have our funding sources. So a lot of people have questions about grants and loans. So SBDC has a finance center. You can get hooked up with an advisor through there. And then they also have a Fundico tool. It's an inventory of government grants and loans, and you can make a quick account. It's free to do, and you just get access to all that information. The California Office of Small Business Advocate, CalOSBA for short, has a grant funding page, but they also have other resources there as well, and dedicated to small businesses. So that is a state run program. And then SBA has the SBA loan guaranteed as well. If you're interested in loans, we hear that most people aren't, but worth looking at as well. And then there's this California Small Business Loan Match tool if you want to go down that route. And then our hiring and workforce partners. So Placer County has a business advantage network where they offer job connections, job fairs, job ads, and connecting job seekers with employers as well. And last week on May 8th, we just did a webinar with both the Business Advantage Network, Golden Sierra, and SBDC about navigating hiring and workforce resources. And that's recorded and on our website if you're interested in that. So that is all of the resources we listed here today, but we have, like I said, way more that we can help you with. And if we don't know, we can definitely help find who might have the information. So just really quick, I mentioned some of the upcoming webinars that we have. So May 28th is the food one. June 11th is, or I'm sorry, May 28th is the fictitious business name. June 11th is the food operations. June 25th is how to write a winning business plan with a small business administration. And then we'll do SCORE with QuickBooks and accounting. And then all the recordings will be on our website. So if you missed something today or you like to go through it again more slowly, feel free to go on our website as well. And we try to get those up as soon as we possibly can. Okay, so then if you want to stay connected with us, feel free to give us a phone call. And then we also have an email, brcinfo@placer.ca.gov. Me, Ava, and another specialist have access to it, so we're all looking at it. Oh, and it looks a little funky here, so apologies for that. But we all have looking at it, so we're trying to get back to you as soon as possible. And you can also find us on LinkedIn. Our page is Placer for Business. So um, very like business oriented. You get the latest and greatest on economic development news and small business news. And then Facebook and Instagram is the Placer Business Resource Center. And then if you want to sign up for a newsletter, you can feel free to do so at the QR code there on the right. But also you can find that link on our website as well. And if you want to give us some input on what webinars you want to see in the future, feel free to do our little survey there. I know that not everyone, or some folks might be on their phone watching this, so we can send you the link to that survey if you prefer that method as well. And I think that is the last slide for me, but I will read Tristan Butcher's biography, and thank you to the entire team for being here to support and listen in. So, Tristan is a U.S. Army Reserves veteran and former small business owner with a degree in business, specializing in finance and management. He joined the Placer County Treasurer Tax Collector's Office in 2013 and was elected to the Treasurer Tax Collector in 2022 and took office in January 2023. Tristan oversees the collection of over 1.4 billion in property taxes and in the investment of up to 2.8 billion in public funds. His office also manages project financing for local agencies, the business license program, and administers collections for courts, transit, occupancy tax, and business improvement districts. So Tristan, I will let you take it away. Just let me know when to move to the next slide. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for that introduction. I know it's a mouthful. We do a lot of different things here. And we appreciate you guys having us today to present and hopefully make some connections. I am Tristan Butcher, Placer County Treasurer Tax Collector. I'm joined today with my tax manager, Melanie DeCoke.
Hello.
And then also our business license officer, Alex Crawford. And really, at the end of the day, Alex is a key contact here in this office for business licenses. Not only does she process them, she's very knowledgeable about them, and a great resource to contact. So, do you have our presentation, or?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. If we can go to the next slide, please. Awesome. So let's start with the important foundation. Most people conducting business in the unincorporated part of Placer County are required to obtain a business license. Whether you're opening a storefront, running a home-based business, or even operating remotely, but entering the unincorporated area to do business, this is a critical step. To get started, every applicant must complete a business license application, and you can fill one out either online or send it by mail, or simply just visit our counter here in our Auburn location, where we have blank copies available. A key first step is identifying your business address. Are you located in the unincorporated city of Roseville or Auburn, or are you in the unincorporated area? That's going to determine where you should get your business license. If you're not sure, we can help out. But it's an essential step to make sure that you are registering at the correct area. Also, depending on the type of the business location, it's going to vary. The process is going to vary slightly, and Alex is going to take you through that process. But if it's a home-based business in the unincorporated area, you'd have a home-based questionnaire that needs to be completed. If it's a commercial-based in the unincorporated area, you'd have to complete the commercial questionnaire. And if the business is based outside of the unincorporated area, but you operate within it, for example, like mobile services like landscaping or food trucks, then you need to submit a general application. No questionnaire is required in that case. Remember, where your business is based and how it operates shapes what steps you need to take. We're here to guide you through every step and be a resource. And with that, we can move on to the next one. Nani's going to take over from here.
Okay. So when determining if you need a business license, and you may have questions and you want to go through all the proper steps, we often get asked about the fictitious business name statement, and whether or not that needs to be done first or before you get a business license or after. We don't really have an opinion on that. However, you can go to the county clerk recorder's office website and file, do a search. And my understanding of what a fictitious business name statement is essentially, your name is Mary Jones and you want to start a business and you're going to do business as something else because you don't want to call your business name Mary Jones. So we kind of thought of a business that you might be opening. We came up with Mary Jones is going to open fast and clean windows. And she wants to make sure that she can use that name. So she would start with the county clerk recorder's website. And Alex, is it true that that's for whether you're in a city or a county area? So
as far as I understand.
So
yes.
if, Rockland has a requirement for a business license and you want to do the fictitious business name, you would do it here with the county clerk recorder. I don't know if we want to click on any of those links or it's or if you just want to do it on your own time, if that is a link. So if you have access to the PowerPoint, it should take you to the right place. So physical location. You either have a home-based business, a commercial-based business, or in the unincorporated areas of Placer County, you have to have a home base. If it's a commercial storefront, it's a commercial location. If you're doing your bookkeeping or your bills out of your house, even if it's a mobile business, that's a home-based business. We do not accept a private mailbox or a post office box as a location for a business. You need to have an actual location. You can, however, use that PMB or post office box as your mailing address for your business license, which is all clear on the application. Okay, so business owner information, how you organize yourself. So, for example, sole proprietor, partnership, a corporation, a limited liability corporation, LLC. A lot of people call us and ask us, how should I organize my business? And that's not what we're here to do. We're here to facilitate the business license. So you really need to do your own due diligence on that and decide whether or not how you want to organize yourself and find out what the benefits are to each type of way you organize yourself. But I would say that if you are planning on being a corporation or an LLC, and I would not put that on the business license unless you are in fact a corporation or LLC and you are registered as such with the Secretary of State. Sometimes people put that down and they haven't done that step yet, so then they have to make a change. So let's see. And when you want to be prepared again and have your ducks in a row and know what type of work you're going to be doing so that you can fill out the corresponding questionnaire. And you want to have the correct form of payment. If you apply online, you can, which we'll get there, I think, in another slide. There's the various ways of applying electronically, but if you pay in person, then it's at our counter. We only, at this time, accept cash and check for that. So I'm going to turn it over to Alex for the next slide. And we're ready for the next slide. Oh, no, we're not. No, it's still me. Sorry, apologize. Has my name at the top. So if you're applying for a business license, can I have the next slide? Thank you. There we go. If you're applying for a business license in Placer County, again, you can do that in person at our counter. We have standard business hours except holidays, Monday through Friday. We're open. We do not close for lunch. We're here in Auburn, and you can apply for your business license here. And if you choose to do that at our counter, again, we only accept cash and check at this time, but we're working on that, having more electronic ways to pay in person. But at this time, you'll want to be prepared to make sure you have a check or cash on hand. When you apply, you'll get a receipt when you apply in person. But when you leave us, you won't have a business license. You'll have a copy of what you filled out, and you'll have a receipt. And then it has to go through the process to be approved through the various departments. So we administer the process for the business license here and seek approvals for you, but other departments have to sign off on it. So if you're doing a home-based business, it's typically 3 departments that are signing off. If it's a commercial business, it's typically 4, but there can be more. There's other circumstances in which other departments may have to sign off as well. So that's kind of what takes the most time, is just getting through that process. And we have a software product that allows each department to sign off electronically, which helps streamline things. But oftentimes someone will call us that's opening a commercial business license, and they're like, what's the holdup? And we can look in that software and we can go, oh, it looks like, the planning department still has some questions for you. Here's their phone number, give them a call and find out if there's anything else that you need to do to pass that hurdle. So I think that's it. Now we're going to pass it off to Alex. Next slide, please.
So this is what you're going to see when you apply online. You'll go to our website right there, placer.ca.gov/tax, and there's that beautiful business license button. You click that, and then on the next slide, you'll see what it looks like when we're ready to apply. When you're applying for a new license, we're going to click apply. You're going to send that application to our team here. We'll send you an email telling you to pay. And then every year, you'll renew your license. When you're ready to close, there's that close option. And then obviously you can look up licenses that we have active here. You can update some things, report some problems. We'll see it all. The next slide. This goes back to the application process that we've been talking about the whole time. We want to know where your business is. That very top little box. Are you in the unincorporated area of Placer County or not? If you are, the next question, are you going from a home office or a commercial location? Like Melanie said, we can't have a P.O. box. It has to be a physical location, no matter what you're doing. Wherever you're doing your paperwork and your invoicing, that's going to be your office. So if it's from your home, you get that application and the home-based questionnaire. The reviewing departments are usually health, planning, public works. Once they've looked at all of those over and approved, they send it back to us and we print out your license, and mail it to you and email it to you. If it's a commercial location, the departments that are usually reviewing it, building, fire, health, planning, public works, there's always exceptions to the rule, but this is the basics. If you're not in the unincorporated area of Placer County, if you're in one of those incorporated cities, you don't need a license with us unless you're coming into the unincorporated area. You want to contact the city that you're located in. Ask them what they require from you. And then if you're coming into our area, then you'll apply for a license with us. You don't need to fill out a questionnaire, it's just the application. And then
I thought perhaps that we could talk about that example of that cleaning business.
Oh yeah, Mary Jones.
So we have Mary Jones, who's doing business as Fast and Clean Windows. She may, in this case, this last case that Alex was talking about, perhaps she lives in the city of Rockland and does all of her business in the city of Rockland because there's so many houses close by. She's like, I'm happy. I just want to work here. And she would only she would seek her business license from the city of Rockland, and she's done with the business license process. However, if she wants to expand her business and she starts going into, say, Granite Bay or Newcastle, or perhaps out, some of the areas, the outlying areas of the cities like Sheridan, or, it's still Placer County, but it's unincorporated Placer County, then she would need an additional business license through us, through Placer County.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for letting me jump in.
That's perfect. Yeah, that was my next point. You got it.
Oh,
but
sorry.
It's great. If she goes into any of the other jurisdictions, if she goes into Sacramento County, it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same thing. So you really want to be aware of where you're operating. Next slide, please. This is just a lot of mistakes that we see, a lot of questions that we have. Like Melanie was talking about earlier, we don't want to apply as a corporation or an LLC if we haven't gone through the Secretary of State to do that yet. If we do, if a applicant does do that, there's going to have to be changes, and it will slow things down. We don't want to do that. We want to make it as quick as possible for everybody. Once you've applied for an LLC or a corporation with the Secretary of State, that does not license you. That's just a type of ownership. You still need to file for a business license with us or wherever you're located in and doing business in. We want the application and questionnaire filled out completely. We miss a lot of questions when we're filling out the questionnaires. Number 4 in particular, what kind of activities do you do, gets missed a lot, and that's a big one on our questionnaire. Everything being filled out completely makes the process go a lot quicker and gets you your license faster. When you move, if you move next door, you need a new business license. Our licenses say that you are operating this business at this location. So if you move, you need a new license saying you're operating at this new location. Same with the business owner. We're operating you to license at this, or to work at this location. And if the ownership changes from a person to a person, from a person to an LLC, from a person to partnership, it changes things. So you want to let us know when that stuff happens. And if it's a change in owner completely, we have to start over. Short-term rentals, like Airbnbs. In Eastern Placer County, like the Tahoe area, you don't need a business license with us. You just want to file with the short-term rental department. If you are doing a short-term rental in Roseville or Granite Bay, then you do need a business license with us. The SDR department only goes through Eastern Placer County. Our fees are non-refundable, so you want to make sure you know what you're doing and you have an okay idea of where you're going before you apply for our license. We try and help you out as much as we can here, and we want you to get your license and not waste money if we're not ready for it. Do not mail cash, please. If you're sending in an application or a renewal, please don't mail cash. It's not safe. And then approvals with the other departments can take time. They review everything. If they have questions for you, they will contact you. But a food truck may need more information for the health department than like a home-based consultant. So depending on what type of work you're doing, can take a little bit longer to get through its approval process. And like I said, once it's been approved, the license gets mailed and emailed to you. And I do want to say that we are getting a new program soon, so things may look a little different, but it should be the same process. And that is it. Do we have any questions?
Let me Stop sharing really quick so we can just see each other. I actually had a question first, if you guys don't mind. Through the Placer Business Resource Center, we get all kinds of folks with different, businesses. And then one of the questions I get is like, okay, do I need a business license for X, Y, and Z? So, for example, there was a therapist who wanted to start a business, but she might have a staff that's doing virtual appointments. Does she need a business license for every location that her employees are doing or like, doing an appointment, or if it's just a one-off, like what is the circumstances or like what is the requirements for that, if that makes sense?
Yeah, employees do not need business licenses, but independent contractors do. So in that example, if she is employing therapists and they're working from their home, they don't need a business license because they're under hers.
Okay, got it.
If they are independent contractors, each one needs a license.
And if they're seeing people in their home, they would need a business license.
They should.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you for clarifying.
I also have a quick follow-up question. How much time should people allow themselves for the renewal process if they know that their 1 year mark is coming up? Is it just a very quick couple minutes? Does it depend if things have changed? If people want to get an idea of how ahead of the curve they should get, how long should they allow themselves?
We send renewal notices by mail and email a month and a half ahead of the expiration date. Depending on the type of business, it usually takes a couple of minutes. It's a very quick process online. It's a quick process here at the counter. Everything usually goes smoothly. Like I said, there are some exceptions to the rule. Some licenses need a little more review by different departments, but usually it takes a few minutes.
Thank you. So if someone anticipates changes within their operations, they should give themselves a little bit more time just to allow for any possible hangups that they may run into with renewal.
Yes, depending on the changes, yes. Again, if we're changing our address, then we can't renew, we have to start over. So keep that in mind.
Great.
All right, so we'll just open it up to the attendees. If you have a question, feel free to raise your hand, and that raise your hand button is on the bottom of your screen with the hand emoji. And then I'll take you off of mute so you can ask the crowd, our panelists, a question. I don't see any hand raises just yet. So I'll just say this, if the office is okay with it, we'll post the recording online and we'll cut out some of the intro stuff and whatnot. That way folks can come reference back to this. And hey, if you guys want to like promote this recording as well, just in case, feel free to do so. But we'll send out the slides if you guys are okay with that to the registrants, and then the recording as well. And then we'll field some of the questions, because I think for myself, at least, I didn't know a lot of the process from that end. I just said, talk to the Treasurer Tax Collector's office. So thank you for that information. Hopefully you'll get less questions coming from the folks that we refer, but thank you guys all so much. And if there's anything else you'd like to say, feel free to do so.
No, thanks for having us. We appreciate it. Please feel free on sharing that information. And like I said earlier, we're a resource, and people feel free to call, and we'd rather you get it right the first time. So.
Absolutely. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your lunches.
You too.
Goodbye.